Hi guys, my name is Waffeln and today I'm gonna show you how you can install Project M on any unmodded PAL Wii in 2018. First off, an important note, please check the video description first for any more important notes or informations like updates to this guide. Also, please watch the entire video before you decide if you want to follow it or not. Next up, the requirements. You need a normal Wii setup, which means a Wii and a compatible TV like a CRT. And it also needs to be a Wii with GameCube ports on the top. An updated Wii to the latest 4.3e firmware. You probably already have this if you updated your Wii in the last, 4 years or something. You don't need an internet connection for this guide, by the way. Any Wii remote, because you can't operate a Wii without one anyway if you haven't soft-modded it. Later on I'll show you how you can set up Priiloader, which will allow you to launch Project M without the need of a Wii remote. You need a dedicated USB drive with at least 8 GB or an external hard drive that you can connect via USB to your Wii. You need an SD card with at least 1 GB of size. You need an SD card reader or a computer with an integrated reader, which a lot of computers have nowadays. You also need an NTSC Super Smash Bros. Brawl ISO file. And finally, you need the all-in-one PAL Project M package that you can find in the description. And optional but highly recommended for playing the game, a GameCube controller. We're starting off with preparing your SD card. Download the all-in-one package, which is about 600 MB in size. When you're done, open the file and plug in your SD card. Go to this PC and format the card with FAT32 file system and 4000 or 8000 bytes of allocation size. Copy all of the contents of the SD card subfolder from the download to the root of your SD card. While that's going on, we can already copy the MAC address that we need for the next step. Turn on your Wii, go to Wii settings, then Internet, then console information, and copy your MAC address. Go to the please.hackme.com site. Write in your MAC address. You don't need to press any tabs or dashes. It goes automatically to the next field. Check 4.3e as the version and check Bundle HackMe installer. It doesn't matter which wire you cut, just press one of the buttons. You will receive a letterbomb.zip file. Open the file and copy all of its contents to the SD root as well. For the next step, we're going to prepare the USB stick. Plug in your USB stick and extract the gbatemp folder from the download somewhere, like for your desktop. Then start the Wii Backup Manager version for your system. In my case, it's 32-bit. In the top toolbar, go to Tools, Format Drive and select your USB stick. Select the WBFS format, then format the drive and then close the window. Now go to the Drive 1 tab, select your drive, which it should say WBFS in the bottom bar. Go to the Files tab, then click on Add and add your Brawl ISO. Then check the entry and go to Transfer and send it to Drive 1. After that, you can go to the Drive 1 tab and you should be able to see your Brawl ISO. Now plug in both your SD card and your USB stick into your Wii. The USB stick goes into the outermost part, the other one does not work. You shouldn't need to swap out the SD card or USB stick anymore, so you can just leave them inside your Wii. The next step is going to be to install the Homebrew channel. On your Wii menu, go to the messages, which is in the bottom right of the home menu. You should see a message letter with a letter bump logo and the current day or yesterday. Now open the letter. Your screen should go black and you will see a 30-second disclaimer. Don't worry that your Wii is frozen, just wait for it and press 1 to continue afterwards. Now choose continue. Now go to boot me. If you have the option to install bootme as boot2, then do that instead of installing it as an iOS. It's even easier to recover from potential errors or mistakes or a brick if you have it installed as boot2 than as an iOS. But if you can't install it as boot2, just install it as an iOS. I'm doing the same here, since my Wii doesn't let me install it as boot2. Then press yes, continue twice, and it should say success in green. Now continue and return to the main menu. Go to install the Homebrew channel. Select yes, continue. Then continue again. You can now exit the HackMe installer. Once you exit, you should now find yourself in the newly installed Homebrew channel, which you'll also find in your normal Wii menu from now on. Next part is going to be installing the iOSs. Inside the Homebrew channel, run the iOS 236 installer and uninstaller. Press 1 and select download iOS from SD card. Press A to install. Once it's done, press 2 for not pirating games. Now exit. Inside the Homebrew channel again, run the SIOS installer. Select iOS 236 spaces. Press A, then select iOS 5.6 version 5561 and select iOS 249 as the destination. Select WAD installation and press any button to continue. Next, select iOS 3.6.4.1.2.3 and select iOS 2.5.0 as the destination. Again, select WAD installation. Once it's done, press B to restart. You should now have installed all required custom iOSs. Now we're pretty much done. You can just launch the USB Loader GX from the Homebrew channel. In the games list, start Brawl, and you should see the Project M logo. In order to launch Project M, just turn on your Wii, load USB Loader GX and start Brawl. You can play games just normal via disk, including PAL Brawl. If required, you can remove the SD card and USB stick when you're not playing Project M. Finally, as an optional but recommended step, you can install Priiloader. For that, go to the Homebrew channel and start the Priiloader installer. Then press A or plus on the Wii remote to install Priiloader. Then press A to exit back to the Homebrew channel. In order to launch Priiloader and configure it, you gotta turn off your Wii, which you can do by pressing the Home button on the remote in the Homebrew channel and selecting Shutdown. In order to launch Priiloader, press the Reset button while you power on your Wii. You can see how I'm doing it here. I'm keeping the Reset button pressed for a few seconds while tapping the Power button once. If you've done it correctly, instead of seeing the normal Wii boot up, you should see the Priiloader menu. In this menu, go to Settings. On Auto Boot, select Homebrew channel. Then go to the bottom and go to Save Settings and press A. After that, press B and select Homebrew channel. From here you can shut down your Wii normally and power it on to see if it works. Just power it on normally and you should find yourself instantly in the Homebrew channel. If everything worked out, you now don't need a Wii remote to launch Project M anymore. Finally, a disclaimer. Softmodding isn't covered by any warranty. You're doing all of this on your own behalf. You can potentially make your Wii unusable, also called a brick, which is sometimes impossible to recover from. No author, contributor, or any member can be legally held responsible for any damage caused by this guide. That said, softmodding the Nintendo Wii is one of the safest and most advanced fields of modding after over 10 years of development of modding tools. If you have a little bit of tech knowledge, it's nearly impossible for you to mess up hard. Finally, if you don't understand steps, ask for help or let it be. This process is easy, but it might not be suited for people who rarely use technology. We'd rather have you not attempt this than seeing someone break their Wii. You can find the sources for everything in the video description. Most important credits go to Nicholas Downer for the amazing original Project M on PAL Wii guide that was the main basis for this guide. The PMDT for giving us this mod that became even more than just the game itself. And finally, Londo Leo, Odie and Cooker for providing modding information, help and tips on how to present this guide and make it as easy and most efficient for beginners as possible. My name is Waffle and I hope you have a lot of fun playing Project M. I've also left contacts and Discord servers in the video description if you need any help.